Just imagine, a man builds the world's most powerful robot to take revenge for his father's murder. That's what this movie is about. So let's jump into today's movie recap. At the beginning of the story, a boy named Yahya reaches his classroom where his teacher catches him talking to his friend. The teacher calls him to the blackboard to solve questions. Yahya solves the problem in a new way, which even the teacher does not know, but instead of praising him, the teacher throws him out of the class. Yahya is very intelligent in studies, but he likes to stay alone. He does not talk much with others, which is why other students in college often trouble him. Yahya's mother passed away a long time ago, and his father is a retired engineer. After retirement, his father started repairing watches. One day, the husband of their housemaid, Nasser, comes to their house. But Yahya's father tells him to leave from the doorstep because he often beats his wife. Hearing this, Nasser gets angry and leaves. Later, Yahya takes his father to their storeroom, which he uses for his research. There, he shows his father a robot named Mousa, which he can control with his mind. But instead of praising him, his father calls Mousa a toy and scolds him. A little later, Nasser returns with some gang members and breaks into Yahya's house. They badly beat up his father, set the room on fire, and steal all the watches before running away. Yahya, scared, hides in a corner. He is so terrified that he does not even come out to save his father. The police and fire brigade arrive after some time and put out the fire, but by then, his father has died. A few days later, Yahya visits his father's grave. He decides to sell his house and leave the storeroom behind. Then he goes to the police to file a complaint, but when he sees Nasser there, he gets scared and leaves without filing it. That day, he makes a firm decision. He will take revenge for his father's death. Yahya starts modifying Mousa into a giant robot. He works continuously for many days, and finally his hard work pays off. Mousa is ready. One day, Yahya follows Nasser and reaches the gang's hideout. At first, he bravely steps forward, but when the gang members notice him, he quickly hides in a corner. The gang starts searching for him. Taking advantage of the moment, Yahya activates Mousa, who attacks the gang. With his immense power, Mousa easily kills 2 gang members. Now, it is Nasser's turn. Seeing Mousa, Nasser gets scared and runs away, but before he can escape in his car, Mousa catches him and kills him the same way Nasser killed his father. Meanwhile, a rickshaw driver records everything and uploads the video on the internet. Within no time, the video goes viral, and the whole country starts talking about Mousa. Even the government takes the matter seriously and calls a high-level military meeting. At the meeting, Yahya's teacher, Fares, who does not like him much, is also present. He says that the robot can attack anyone, so a proper investigation must be done. Meanwhile, Yahya receives a letter from a man named Mr. X. In the letter, Mr. X writes that he knows Yahya has built Mousa. He promises to help Yahya and says that if the country needs help to eliminate criminals, he is ready to support Yahya in any way. A while later, Yahya's friend Rika visits his workshop. She already knows Yahya's secret because she has seen Mousa's sketch in his notebook. Trusting her, Yahya shows her Mousa, which he has hidden under a secret door. Rika asks if he built the robot only to take revenge for his father's death. Yahya replies that he did not create the robot just for his father, but to eliminate all criminals in the country. His unknown friend, Mr. X, is helping him with this mission and has already given Yahya information about their next target. Their next target is the base of the country's biggest criminals, where they have kidnapped many children. Rika and Yahya reach the base and activate Mousa, but this time, it is not as easy as before. There are more criminals, and Yahya finds it very difficult to control Mousa. In the middle of the fight, an explosion happens near Mousa, and he falls to the ground. Luckily, he does not get badly damaged. Yahya quickly regains control, and Mousa takes down each criminal one by one. After eliminating the criminals, they also rescue all the kidnapped children. But once again, someone records a video of the event, and it goes viral. The government immediately sends a team to investigate the case. The news spreads everywhere, because this time, Mousa has taken down 20 most wanted criminals at once. Some criminals are even tied up and left for the police. Now everyone wants to know who is behind Mousa. In the next few days, Yahya, with Mousa's help, catches many criminals and saves many lives. Because of Mousa, the police's job becomes much easier, and the entire country starts seeing Mousa as a hero. Meanwhile, Fares visits the crime scene and gathers a lot of information about Mousa. He finds out that Mousa always arrives at the location in a specific vehicle. To capture Mousa, he builds a machine that can temporarily shut down the robot when it comes near. On the other hand, Yahya makes Rika's house his new base. One day, a girl named Mariam comes to meet him. Yahya has secretly liked Mariam since their college days, but never had the courage to talk to her. When Mariam learns that Yahya has created Mousa, she is not happy. Instead, she gets angry and calls him a murderer before leaving. Earlier, Mariam also liked Yahya, but now she starts hating him. Meanwhile, Fares discovers the details about Yahya's vehicle and starts planning his next move. A team is sent to arrest Yahya. During questioning, he refuses to admit anything. Since they do not have solid proof, they release him when his lawyer arrives. But Fares secretly places microphones in his house. One evening, Fares' son Yusuf suddenly faints. When the doctor checks him, he says that the treatment is not available in Egypt and that Yusuf must go to America for medical care. But Fares does not have enough money. Still, he promises himself that he will find a way to save his son. Fares then meets Samir, the head of the investigation and Miriam's father. He knows that Samir desperately wants the Mousa robot, so he makes a deal. If he captures Mousa, Samir must pay for his son's treatment. Samir agrees, and Fares immediately starts working on his plan. The next day, Fares sends his men to hijack a train and records a video of it himself. He then makes the video go viral. Soon, Yahya also sees it. As soon as he watches the video, he takes Mousa to the train to rescue the passengers. But as planned, Fares' men use the special machine to disable Mousa's power shortly after he boards the train. Because of this, Yahya loses control over Mousa. One of Fares' men then starts cutting Mousa in half. But at that moment, a passenger, who is a supporter of Mousa, grabs the machine from them. As soon as Mousa regains power, he throws Fares' men out of the train. He then uses all his strength to move the passengers into a safe compartment. While trying to save everyone, Mousa holds on to one of the train compartments with his hands. But the train derails. Unfortunately, 3 people die in the accident. When Yahya reaches home, he finds a CD with a video of kidnapped Mariam. Seeing this, he immediately goes to Samir. Samir cannot believe that Fares has gone to such extreme lengths just to capture Mousa. Yahya does not want to make any more mistakes this time. He does not want Mariam to get hurt in any way. So he records a video and reveals that he is the creator of Mousa. In the video, he also shares his home address. The police raid Yahya's house, but his plan is different. He attaches a bomb to Mousa and destroys it. After that, he goes to meet Fares. Yahya tells him everything and asks him to release Mariam, but Fares refuses, saying that he will not free Mariam until Yahya gives him Mousa's blueprints. Right there, Yahya draws Mousa's entire design. Now that Fares has what he wants, he releases Mariam, but it is actually a trap. In the middle of all this, Yahya's mysterious friend, Mr. X, arrives with his team. Mr. X and his men release a special gas throughout the building, which knocks out Fares' men. Then, they cut off the building's power and plant bombs in different locations. Seeing all this, Fares decides to run for his life. But Yahya has no chance to escape because some of Fares' men are still after him. First, he erases Mousa's design to prevent it from falling into the wrong hand. Before anything else, he calls Mariam one last time to talk to her. In his final moments, he confesses that he loves her deeply. He also tells Rika to take Mariam to a safe place. Yahya has already written a letter for Mariam because deep inside, he knows that he might not survive this plan. Soon, the government arrests Fares for working without permission and for kidnapping. In the end, we see that Yahya somehow survives. But after everything, he wonders, was it right to do all this with the help of his robot, Mousa? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to like the video.